signs. At the last, special board meeting we had, we acted on a request from Craig to buy his sidearms. I sent him an email to the same email that he, corresponded with me, you know, over the, whatever. And, he didn't respond, and I think Barbie made a suggestion that,
I did.
why don't we make sure, Jim sent a certified letter. There's two, again, we can say we're done, or we can say, all right, we sent you an email, you didn't respond,
I don't wanna hear that it got directed to Stan.
or that he changed his email.
Yeah, I don't wanna hear that. I think it would be due diligence for us to send a certified letter. I also know that I was, talked to by Officer Chad, who also suggested this.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Interesting.
Why certified?
Because he wants documentation that can go into a file saying that he made an attempt.
Some people don't always pick up certified mail.
Then
If he
we
sees
tried.
something from the town, he might not want to. I'd say you make a regular mail, if it doesn't come back, you can assume that it was delivered.
Right, yeah. Alright. I'm fine.
I'm open
Sure.
for suggestions, and
If we're
You think
concerned,
regular
that it's-
mail is good enough? I don't have a problem with that. I wanna make sure that we've made every attempt to let him know what's available.
There's no requirement that you send it certified.
Okay?
There's no requirement that you made the offer that you made.
and certified doesn't guarantee delivery.
Correct.
I
Alright.
didn't know that.
So what
I
happens
didn't
when,
know.
no one signs for it?
Yeah, 'cause
Then you're gonna send a regular mail anyway, probably.
Alright.
alright.
although our time window already lapsed, so
No,
is
I
it
know
worthwhile?
I know that, but I just don't wanna find out that he didn't get the email because it went to spam or he changed his email address or something, so.
Maybe the local sheriff and the police department would be more than happy to hand it to him.
No,
We're trying to avoid-
we don't need.
We're
to
avoiding
involve
that, that's why we're
anyone.
sending a letter, so that.
So I would say start the 10 days, 3 days on each end, send a regular mail.
Okay.
And maybe at the post office, can you get a receipt of it being sent? I don't know if you can do that for just regular first class mail.
Oh,
So it doesn't matter who sends it, whether it comes from this office, or from your office, or from my own, doesn't matter how it gets sent there.
no.
Basically, it's just gonna be a copy of the email. I'll forward that to you tomorrow, you mail it out.
I will, I'll ask the post office if I can get a receipt of some kind, that I am mailing it.
Okay.
And if they can, then I can, I can put a copy with that.
Everybody
Equal
get
to
that?
the
Okay.
email.
Right, let's do that. Alright, I gotta write that down, forward email.
Can I public comment on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
number 12.
That's okay.
Number 12, yes.
Forward.
You can comment, but it's not a question and answer.
Mhm.
You need more than
You need a motion then? Yeah, go ahead.
that. I make a motion that we send, former officer Knox a letter regarding the opportunity to purchase his service weapon through regular mail. If a receipt is available, Gene will obtain such.
Alright, do you have a second? Pete, second. Any motion or any further discussion? Hearing none, all fair say aye. Aye, opposed? 0. Okay. New business, Baker Tilly audit proposal for years 2021, 2023. Should have that in the packet.
Yeah, that's a lengthy contract.
Looks like their proposal is 14,305, 14,555, and 14,805 with the standard boilerplate. Kim's not here, so I can't tell you how many years we're doing it. 7 years, 6 years?
I have no
you
idea.
know, you like him a heck of a lot better than previous.
We were virtual coast before, right?
Yes,
And then I don't remember who we would have even had doing it before then.
Oh, before that, I don't know. There was a question, I don't know who brought it up, about the requirement for an audit. And I believe it's not only a good business practice, but I thought it was also required by statute. Do you know the requirements of that at all?
Did you not?
Given you?
I don't, but I thought there's a yearly audit that they do for us as part of their contract.
it says
Well,
it's part of our audit process, so they do an audit.
Well,
On page
yes.
3, it says, as part of our audit process. So I'm assuming that meant that they do an audit.
Well, yes.
We have a yearly audit
Financial
report.
But I think that's what this is a contract for.
Yes.
Yes.
And the financial report, of course, is usually standard fare at the annual meetings, because that gives a snapshot of the town's finances, you know, top to bottom.
Well, with you, Joe, was that because we don't have a designated, this is some kind of interesting thing.
You don't have a-
What we don't have a designated or a treasurer and clerk.
Well,
We're required to have this, right? Because of that reason, if we had a,
Because we did
Modified
not segregate
treasurer's
duties.
pardon,
Because we did
right,
not segregate
segregated the
duties.
duties, but if they were segregated, we would be mandated to have an audit necessarily.
I believe we're.
I don't know if you're
Correct.
referring to the finding that was in the audit that just mentioned that we don't have, that was one of the findings in the audit,
That was a copy, yeah.
but I don't know that that was the reason for the audit. And I think now we talked about with having Jean full-time, that we can satisfy that finding from the audit.
I just thought because you're treasury background,
Oh.
you know, that you could qualify.
I'm looking for in our budget what we paid, there it is. Last year it was $17,000. Now it's $14,305, so they actually went down $3,000, $2,700. I don't know why it would have went down, but it did.
I think the mayor alluded to the fact that because her books are so clean,
Right.
and they don't have to take so much time with it, That's why it went down.
So,
I think that's, I believe she alluded to that in a prior meeting.
That was at the last month's meeting.
yeah, it could be, but it's
Definitely seems
$17,000.
Didn't she say she didn't have as many journal entries?
That too.
That
was
would be-
mentioned. So anyway, I don't know, some people may enjoy reading this stuff, I don't know how you did.
It was
That's so
hard.
hard.
It was hard.
It's hard, and again, it's a lot of the standard boilerplate, and it's an engagement that basically says, you know, do we approve it, it's contracted services, you know,
Yeah, just to make sure that everything's done right, and everything.
yeah, it's another set of eyes, and like I said, it's usually, they prepare the financial report, and that's usually one of the things that's presented at an annual meeting in the standard agenda.
That satisfies the.
Yeah.
part
So-
of it.
It's a 3-year contract. Obviously, we can complicate things and create it and do it to a 1-year, but the only option then is to then bid out this, and again, bidding professional services.
Is there a price in year 3? It's only going up.
It was 14,800.
It
Not
costs
$250 a year.
$500.
So 3 years from now, it'll still be cheaper than what it's.
That's what it was last year.
I make a motion, we approve the engagement letter from Baker Tilly.
A second.
Who's second? Chad,
Chad.
second. Further discussion?
To Jim.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Uh,
Aye, opposed? None. Okay,
Thanks, Michelle.
you want me to sign this one right here? Or,
I've got it in the stuff to sign.
oh, okay. Okay, let's move forward then. All right, blood draw ordinance, and I think Pete, you asked.
Yeah, I only remember when, at the budget, in our budget, meeting, Dan Heidelmeyer, Joe Heidelmeyer brought that up, that that's a, something that the police department, when it performs, they absorb the cost, but if it, but it can actually, the cost can be passed on to the,
Offenders.
the offender, there you go, right? And he says what has to be done is just, a resolution and an ordinance passed.
Okay. And I think, Jim, you said that typically that's like 30.
30 to 35 bucks is what I
Okay.
see.
And how many do we see a year?
OWIs?
Oh,
Hold on, this was report.
With a blood draw, right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Since I've been here, I've sent off 2 in 2 months,
1 month.
so,
For blood, yeah. They used to go use the taximeter down at the village
yeah, and I think it's like
for
20.
breath.
Is there any other reasons to get a blood draw?
Pardon?
Any other reasons that
Narcotics.
a blood draw is required, or?
There was a time when the village wasn't available, and that's why they had taken the Lakeland.
Okay.
But usually breath is their primary.
Okay,
How much
so,
would it cost us to have Jim draft up the ordinance?
oh,
How many hours?
Yeah,
An hour maybe?
Oh.
I'd probably have to,
make that part of the motion.
I call some of my other municipal prosecutors and say, your municipality have a blood draw ordinance, let me, give me a sample of it. Sure.
Alright, so there's 18 to date.
This doesn't mean they all have one drop.
No, but I was saying we did half. of
That'd be
that.
$50.
Well,
So that's almost 3.
this goes on to the thing of looking at everything that's in the budget and we talk about. That has never been brought up before, you brought it up.
I just seem like, well, why not pass them?
Right, I think it is silly for the town to pay for it.
Well, then
Right,
one
and then
guy
there
pays
is
off, I
me.
suppose.
Yeah.
oh, and the idea of Jim drawing it up, that's a one-time cost.
Correct.
Yeah,
Whereas
right.
we continue to recoup this year after year after year.
That's
Right.
good.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a moneymaker for the
No,
municipal
it's
court,
just gonna be,
but-
It all adds up.
it's gonna cover the cost.
Okay, we didn't notice this though for, authorizing the attorney on it, or do you think the blood draw ordinance is good enough for us to authorize you, we gotta do that next month?
No, because up at top, all items listed are up for discussion
Okay.
or action.
Alright,
That's what we're on.
alright, so we need a motion then. Pete, who's starting this?
I make a motion that
Authorize.
Attorney Mills,
Authorized.
authorize Attorney Mills to draft the ordinance to draw the blood draws. And,
Wouldn't it be to build back,
Yeah,
build back the cost of any blood draw related to it?
included.
Alright, we're gonna ask that to do that.
There's 3 people making that.
Sorry.
That's okay. Could you read that motion, Jeff?
Motion made by Pete Kesselhon to have Attorney Mills draft an ordinance that would, I didn't get it all down, but that would,
Recoup the town's cost in
Already.
the town's cost
for any
for any
arrest-related blood draw.
I'll second.
Motion is second by Michelle, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
I
Opposed? 0, 5-0.
get coffee.
Yeah, that's never been brought up.
Yeah, I heard it, yeah.
All right, attorney's report.
First item is resolution 2021-8. It's titled resolution approving the 2022 special charge for garbage and refuse collection for the town of East Troy. It reads, whereby the town board of the town of East Troy, Warwick County, Wisconsin, has approved the garbage and refuse collection contract for the calendar years of 2020 through December 31st, 2022. And whereas the town board pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 66.0627 is authorized to approve it as a special charge the cost of collecting garbage and refuse within the town of East Troy. And whereas the town of East Troy clerk is authorized to place such charge upon the tax rolls. And whereas the 2022 garbage assessment is $419,654.80, divided by 1,942 residential units. Now therefore be it resolved, one, that the town of East Troy clerk is authorized and directed to place such special charge for garbage and refuse collection upon the tax roll of the town of East Troy. Two, that the amount of the annual special charge per residential unit for the 2022 calendar year shall be $209.40 per residential unit. That's the same as it was for this past year.
It's the same.
For residential units requiring smaller truck service, the special charge shall be increased from $271.20 to $274.40 per year, dated this 11th day of October.
So we signed a 3-year contract, but we can't specify all 3 years because the number of residential units may
Correct.
change.
Alright, motion to approve resolution 2021-8.
I move that we approve resolution 2021-8, resolution approving the 2022 special charge for garbage and refuge collection for the town of East Troy.
Second, Michelle, second, discussion, could you have a question?
I don't know, I guess I wanted to hear what Michelle was saying again about,
Years?
yeah, because I thought we were.
It's gonna vary every year, even though we have a contract, because it's based on the number of units that are.
We just said that, they're building in Troy Hill Estates and other
It'll
areas,
change.
so
It does change every year.
Okay, I just,
the number.
Isn't it also the CPI?
In this case, it's contract terms, which.
Okay.
Alright, we have a motion, second, any other further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Zero.
So, Jill said- And then Kim must have put, item 11B on.
Oh, yes, you need that for, next year's elections. You need to authorize you to do this stuff.
I move that we authorize Attorney Mills to draft a resolution approving the 2022 and 2023 election inspectors.
Second.
Okay, motion second, to authorize Attorney Mills draft resolution approving the 2022 and 2023 election inspectors.
Can you, does that specify who it is, or how many, or?
It specifies who the list of candidates are, and before every election,
We get that.
the parties, if they have any recommendations as to who they want here as election inspectors, they can submit those names.
And those, they end up on the list, and then it's up to Kim to select the people from that list and that resolution come. So, do we have a second, or did I start talking?
No, Jackson.
I'll second.
Jack,
Yeah.
second. Okay, any other further discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Zero. Okay, public comments number 2, John.
Alright, I'd like to, dovetail or piggyback right on what you were just talking about. Having Attorney Mills draft an ordinance or law to cover the, inspectors for the election. I'd also like to find out the procedure to have Attorney Mills draft a resolution that addresses the exact specific handling of the mail during election cycles. So I'd like to, this is how I'd like to see it, I'm sure some other people in our community would like to see it, If the mail is picked up by an employee, there should be 2 employees that go pick up the mail. They should both sign that they picked up the mail, and they should bring it back, and each sign that they witnessed it going into the safe, so it could be brought out on election day and put into the computer to get the number generated off the thing. Having broken chain of custody of ballots is inappropriate and unacceptable in this day and time, because we have it at the federal level, we don't need it here at the local level.
Okay, you're talking about absentee ballots, picking up.
Anything that comes in through the mail during the election cycle, absentee ballots, whatever. So basically, I'd like to find a way that we could have it done so it's done fair and equitable and transparent, so that there's multiple employees that are involved with the collection of the mail. Because we don't have the mail delivered here, I know, because I see Kim at the post office all the time picking it up, whatever, and that's just how it works. And if that's, I don't care how it works during the year, but I care how it works during election cycles. Because as you guys know, I was unfortunate enough to lose by 1 vote in politics. Nothing happens by accident, you know how that old saying goes. So if we could have some way, allegedly, in my opinion.
In my opinion.
So if you could figure out a way, what I have to do, if you could direct me to what I have to do to see that through, so that we can establish a format that come election cycle, mail is handled this way, so that it's documented, people sign off on it, goes into the safe, and then it's just more transparent across the board. Thank you.
All right,
Do
so,
you know if there's like something you could copy that?
I've never heard of that.
we have to decide if we wanna put that on next month's agenda for discussion. I think it's a worthy discussion, because, we've all heard about stuff.
Right, and it just shows transparency, and it shows operating in good faith.
So I think it's worth having a discussion, so.
That's gonna take Gene and Kim out of the office
Yeah.
every day.
But it's only
It's
20
only-
minutes.
yeah, It's only during the election.
Yeah,
It's not.
That's what.
short little
It's-
duration.
I think, aren't Kim's mail trips like an hour?
No, but it does, it can be, honestly. it
You can have the
be up to
DPW guy go.
45 minutes, because we'll often combine bank with post office. And sometimes if you have multiple deposits, lots of money to be counted, things such as that. Post office, we always go through the mail to make sure that none of it is for someone else. Then we take it to the window if it is, or put it back through the slot. If there's anything certified, if we're sending off a package, so it can take anywhere from, I think the bare minimum is about 25 minutes, just getting to and from, up to an hour.
But it doesn't necessarily need to be both of the clerks.
Well, it kinda does, because.
It could be a regular
if we
employee,
go
just a
into
witness.
Any 2, then we're gonna have to start keeping a log as to which 2 went on any given day.
But it's on the thing when you sign in, and you put a note there that I witnessed this person do that, and it goes into the safe. It's all legit, it's all documented. You don't have to do
It's just
anything.
written on
And then
stuff
to,
that's picked up.
you know, if we limit it to 2 particular people, Jim, if someone's out or not in.
Right.
It
that
should
kind of
be
thing, so
2 town
we will do
employees.
that.
Alright, it's not in the
Well, we'll have
agenda.
this
It's
discussion.
not in the agenda,
next month.
so.
Thank
we'll
you.
Put it on for next month to have that discussion.
Thank you.
Yes, and, but I do think it's really worth talking about, because, yeah.
The post office be kind enough for on that one particular time period to drop the mail?
We'll discuss that.
Where we are.
Okay, any other public comments?
I would like to request the
Go up
DPW, I don't need
And
to,
need your name.
you guys can hear me,
I
right?
need your name though.
Oh, Carla Georgie, Giorgi, need my address?
No.
Okay, I would like to request DPW to come down Sturdridge Bridge Road, starting from St. Peter's, heading north, and looking at all the widowmakers, I call them. There's tree limbs hanging over Sturdridge Bridge Road with dead branches, and we're talking big branches that are dead, and they've been there for quite a while.
From where to where?
From Stringers, or from St. Peter's down Stringers going north towards the lake. So basically,
Past the lake, past?
no,
No,
just probably
it's pretty
about-
much from St. Peter's
yeah,
to the bottom of the hill, going
to the
down.
bottom of the hill. There's this,
By the bridge, culvert?
where,
Yeah,
before that, yeah.
On the hill.
flat, the flat part in front of their place going down the hill.
No, yeah, starting from St.
But once you get by
Peter's.
the area where
There's
the
some
swamp
big
is on
ones.
both sides, you're done.
You're
There's nothing
done.
north of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Well, there's a lot of trees over the road north of that.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I'll,
And there's one particular spot, there's a black walnut tree that's got a branch that's this big,
Just hanging.
that is like about 12 feet off the road, and when I see the big, like, delivery trucks, High and Electric, and all those guys go through there, the tree gets brushed every time it goes through there, so that limb should technically be taken off the road, because I think the state statute says 13'6", anything lower than that, it's gotta come off.
Well, and I guess it's just good to know if it's a practice throughout the town on our roads.
Well, we do have an ordinance that talks about, high grass and tree leaves and blocking, they have for speed limit signs and everything else, they have to go through and make those checks, so.
okay. All right, any other public comments? Okay, license and special event permits.
We have an operator's license from David Shell, all the paperwork is in order. We have the certificate of completion, he'll be bartending at Double D's. The background check was completed with no current issues.
I make a motion to approve the operator's license for David Shield at Double D's.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve that operator's license. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, 0. Okay, special and pending meetings, we now have an actual schedule for the last several months, which is a good idea.
There is one change.
For the November 8th, is that the next board meeting?
Yeah.
I have a trial scheduled at 6. I don't know whether or not it's going to go, oftentimes we won't know until about a week before. So, the two things that I was authorized to do, they might have to be tabled for,
Yeah, if we're not here, we'll just table it.
I don't know for a fact whether I'll be here or not.
All right, next, November is.
I have one change. The October ETA ESD is a public hearing on the budget scheduled for tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so second line
Second line,
is,
it's not the annual meeting, it's the public hearing on the budget. The annual meeting is back in May.
okay, and then,
You talked about scheduling a special meeting?
yeah,
For Wednesday?
No, we don't need that anymore.
No,
I don't know when we're gonna do this, but we all got a big envelope in the mail complaint. And,
Oh.
Yours wasn't in an envelope.
Oh,
When
it
was
must be
that?
this.
yes, and the question is, I mean, first of all, it's a legal issue, and if we're gonna authorize Jim to give us a recommendation on this, we have to
I thought
authorize.
most of it was addressing the county,
A
Well,
lot of it is.
Yeah, so what,
so why is it to us?
isn't it?
because the county's not doing the damn thing.
But we
Well, then
can't
follow
go
up
to
with the
county.
county.
How many people do it?
Then they
Did right things.
file a declaratory action and ask the county to enforce their ordinance.
Okay.
That's your remedy.
So we have to authorize you to do
Say
that.
that again.
No. There's no,
No.
the issues that are county zoning issues, or county approvals, the town can't do anything about that.
Right.
And there's a question about, when is the town going to complain to the
Right.
county about this?
Right,
I already had a discussion with, Attorney Cotter on this matter, and was told with the zoning classification versus aesthetics, the county isn't in that game. They're not a homeowners association, is what he reported.
and there's allegations of stuff being hidden on a property or another one within the town that no one knows. There's no proof.
Well, yeah, the request in paragraph 2, that's not possible at all. 3, I just addressed.
Right, it's no one's business in
Um,
paragraph 2.
what the Walworth County has allowed, the town can't really do anything about that. Although he is asking for the town to look into a storage container ordinance. But
But
if the county allows a certain amount, it's not gonna be anything less than what the county allows.
Right, there's no limit. If there's other properties in the township that have
That have them.
containers,
With conditional use.
Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's conditional.
5, when it talks about junk being stored inside storage trailers, to hide it, that's permissible because our junk ordinance for the town says it's only junk if it's visible to the public and it appreciates your property. So we can't do anything about that paragraph. The next one regarding permits, county has,
2005.
oh, that's the next one down. But the one above it, the town did not issue a building permit for this, I'm gonna call it this is regarding your property, if you haven't.
No,
I figured it out.
we got it, we got it.
The town didn't issue a building permit for the, I don't even know what to call it. It's not really a lean-to, but for the roof that goes over the 2 storage units.
Vince came out and looked at it, he was fine.
Well, it's not a structure, that's the problem. Vince and I had a discussion. It doesn't even meet the definition of a structure in the town, that the town could issue a building permit for that.
I thought he was talking about something
All right.
else, too.
That answered that
Yeah, the
question.
next one is on the house.
I'm just gonna give this to the county.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way of,
So, that was the reason why I mentioned if we're gonna have 5 minutes before our budget meeting,
There's,
was to do that, which really answers the question, number 1. Number 2, the deal with the rug, we already determined that we're gonna do that in November. So Wednesday's budget meeting, we can concentrate on the budget.
How do you deal with,
and the request, the second last request for an inspection warrant, I think I had addressed that with the board before. And I think it was in connection with one of the ordinances I was looking at. And inspection warrants are only permitted by statute under certain scenarios. And I don't believe junk ordinance, or junk accumulation is one of them.
And the other problem is, if we have to do something with this, and then if one of those citations comes here, now we got that conflict deal.
Well, there's already some that are here. You know, so, you know, I would have told you anyway, like has happened in the past, this is an issue for the municipal court, let the municipal court do what the municipal court does.
Gotcha. Okay,
Would the same apply for autos business on a residential property?
that's
That's a
already,
county zoning issue again.
and it already went to court, and the judgment has been declared, he's in default. The county already, has that one totally in their control, as well as the one on Border Road. They're still working on the one on J, and they're still discussing the one up by your house. But Sabota and autos, yeah, the only thing that changed on autos is the county is allowing him to be part of the solution. In other words, county said, we're cleaning it all up and it's on your tax bill, okay? He allowed him to be part of the get rid of the junk stuff, okay? Because that's full of cars and whatever.
There was already a fire and everything else.
You name it. Yep. So that one is, already went through the full process, including trial, so that's a border road. It's border road in default, the guy didn't show up, so.
so who had to take them to the county to get that rectified?
So the county,
They did it on their own.
well,
Usually a complaint goes to the county inspects it, and then they decide if they're gonna take action. That happened with the last chairperson.
Yes.
A complaint was made that he was operating a business out of the house, and the county got involved.
so, okay, we're just gonna review bills for payment. You're welcome to sit here and watch us sign bills. you know, we always make a motion to adjourn at this time, in effect, we're making a motion now, when everybody's here, and seconding it, but the meeting actually doesn't end until we're done signing. So you're aware of that.
Right.
So, we're
But
gonna
I still admit now.
so, motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Can we see?
Okay,
So I'm confused.
Yeah,
I'll make a copy of it. I'm confused, what's going on
With what?
with that, with our land?
They said they're not gonna do anything.
Okay.
It's basically, it's complaining, the property looks just the same as it did last year. Nothing's being done.
No, we'll invite everybody out there, they can take a look. Okay? I'll invite everybody out there, they can take
What
a
happened to
look.
your hand?
I don't want the chief there.
I'll cut it off for the flame.
And I have on video on the chief going, oh,
Everything is in compliance, he said.
so you're,
And then a 90.
No, he said that at one of the meetings here,
Yeah.
I mean,
which is why I was able to come to you with some sort of settlement offer on the things that were pending in
right.
the summer, or whatever that was.
I didn't feel stuck, I looked down going.
Well, we have to prove that.
Yeah,
That's the chicken coop.
Yes,
Oh.
yeah, that's what you were telling me.
Yeah, that was the whole letter here.
I went to emergency room.
Had his
Yeah,
last inspection.
chain link fence
It's for the coop.
and concrete.
It's for the coop.
And,
The block-
well, I have,
I was thinking
that he never said 3 months at the end of the thing, we shook hands, he
He
said
said
the town's
everything is
fine.
100%
It was
compliant.
good, so I mean, we can go on and on about that,
Okay.
but I mean,
Oh, that's fine.
where are they filing this, the town?
Yeah.
Yeah, the town board, they wanted the town board to do something, and the town board just said, this
I
is.
know,
What
because,
about this? I am on my earbud here, having a conversation with a buddy that I work with once a
Closing
while.
the phone.
I'm calling him after this.
I haven't watched any of that video yet, that's all gonna be
it's,
part of,
yeah, whatever.
you know, I mean, technically, I have the burden of proof at municipal court. Either I can meet my burden, and if I can't, the judge will dismiss it. I mean, that's just it.
I just got a short scene with that Disneyland, where the reminder was.
I don't know, I haven't seen
Yeah, did you
it.
look at it?
No.
You haven't?
Yeah, I got it at, municipal court on Thursday.
I heard it was really bad.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what continue.
But you need to file a request.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I will. I'm gonna ask for everything, all the discovery that relates to all 4 of these tickets. I'm asking for everything on all these tickets.
That was a question.
So let them produce it all the written complaints, the dispatch call, I want everything. So I can build my case, cause this is,
You know, my house is painted, it's got new gutters, the porch is done, stained and fixed, maintained. You go from the, frickin', garden.
No, it's just the September.
But it's just like they want flowers and all this.
Feel free to sign,
I
Ken,
don't
Sean.
have